That China and the United States have both recognized that having a good military relationship is really important, that we're not going to have a new type of major power relationship in the overall sense if our militaries can't get along. And if there's, frankly, very tense relations between our militaries, it's like a drag on the overall relationship. Building some kind of mutual trust or confidence becomes absolutely unattainable if our militaries aren't talking together, working together, and building habits of cooperation together. So I do think that the fact that there is tension over issues such as the East China Sea or South China Sea or cybersecurity, it can have a negative effect on the relationship. It will enter into the military-to-military dialogue, but I don't think that it will affect our agenda of high-level exchanges, our port visits, and military exercises that we are conducting. I think there's recognition on both sides that we should try to insulate the military-to-military relationship to the extent that we can.
And how does China and the U.S. Build on this new military relation, would you say?
Well, the U.S. and China are doing a number of things, I think, to expand the military relationship, and over the last few years really have made some progress. We're having more in-depth dialogue. We are doing real practical exercises on the ground. For example, in Hawaii, there was a humanitarian assistance disaster relief exercise. We're doing search and rescue exercises at sea, pulling people out of the water, and all sorts of, I think, really very, very concrete forms of cooperation. But there's a lot more that we can do, specifically in areas that are dangerous and sensitive. We need to talk more about our nuclear policy and doctrine. We need to talk more about our space policy and how we can avoid some kind of accidents that might take place. So there's a number of areas that we need to have more serious dialogue in and more extensive cooperation. But I do think the last 2 years we have made some important progress.
Well, dialogue vitally important, and that's why we had you on the broadcast. Thanks so much for joining us, Bonnie. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.